What's going on, guys? Robby Blanchard here, and I am super excited. Happy Monday to everybody if you're watching it today. And guys, I'm super excited because we have another success story coming out of Commission Hero. It seems like every single week I'm doing more of these things, which is amazing because I love doing it. I love hearing people's stories and seeing where they came from and where they are now because of Commission Hero. And I'm super excited because we have Grant with us today. And I've known Grant for a while. I've seen a lot of his stuff, and he has been a Commission Hero for a while. And I know that he finally started to take it a little bit more serious recently. And because of that, what do you know? He's having amazing success. So Grant, man, thank you so much for being on the interview today.
Robby, it's great to be here. Thanks so much for having me.
Awesome, man, dude. So you're having a little bit of success with Commission Hero right now. How are we doing?
Yeah, no, it's pretty crazy. We we jumped in Commission Hero in November of last year.
Yep.
And we didn't start doing anything until about 3 months ago.
Okay.
Like March, and started off nice and slow. And now we're doing $9,000-$10,000 a day gross, and we're pushing up to the 10-15 level. So
wow,
pretty decent, yeah, I would say.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. So once again, just to make sure that I heard you correctly, you're saying $9,000 or $10,000 per day.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. I love that, man. And I got to ask you, how does it feel to be making that type of money per day?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, a little bit of my backstory. My business partner, Matt Patoli, and I, we've been in the internet marketing space for a decent amount of time. We started an ad agency in college. We were helping a lot of businesses. We even got a couple corporate clients where we were doing a lot of their advertising for them. And so doing the ads and all of the analytics and the creative and all this stuff, none of that was new to us. But I will say this, with this method, man, was it completely eye-opening to take our skill set from there and apply it to this, because we've dabbled with money in this area before. But Robby, when I say that I never thought it would be possible to make this amount of money and work the amount of hours that we're working.
Yes.
So it's mind-blowing because, every morning, Matt and I, we will usually start around 7 a.m. and we'll do numbers for all of our accounts for everything. And that'll be done. We'll do numbers and optimize till about 12 noon. And then we're done. Just let the accounts roll. So then we go golfing.
Yeah, I know. That's why that's amazing. Because I know I wanted to do the call a bit later today, and you're like, "No, man, I got a tee time. I got to get," which is I appreciate that because I'm very I take my tee times very serious. But yeah, man, that's amazing. I think that a lot of people don't realize that, because I tell people, I'm like, listen, the crazy thing is like the more you start to make, the more you get into this, like the less time it takes. And a lot of people don't believe me until it actually happens. And so, dude, that's amazing. So you joined in November of 2019, right? So how did you find Commission Hero?
Yeah, that's actually a really good question. It's been so long now, I'm trying to remember. I think it must have been an ad, right? Probably a Facebook ad. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't even think I went through your webinar at all. No? I think I landed on the sales page and I called Matt. I'm like, hey, we're buying this program right now.
That's awesome.
And bought it. And then, but yeah, it was back in November, and that's when we were, as I told you, we were doing a couple different things before. So it was kind of just going to be like this little side thing. We were going to flirt with it for a little bit, look inside, see what was going on. But we didn't do much.
Yeah, it didn't do much. Okay. Yeah, because obviously you had some other things going on, which is, which happens, So what, so obviously you've been online for a while. You've had a couple online businesses. You've had success online. What do you find is like the biggest difference for, being in Commission Hero as a student, compared to other stuff out there?
Yeah. So the one thing that I will say about Commission Hero, and my business partner, Matt, and I, we've been in the coaching space. We've seen all the different coaches and the gurus and the different products. My God, the whole saturated business of start an agency or, do this. So there's so many of those programs out there. The one thing that really, really opened my eyes to your program, and part of the reason where we really kicked our butts into actually applying it, was literally the amount of people that get results with your program.
Yeah.
I hesitate to say quickly because I don't want people to go quickly.
Sure.
But seriously, it's quick. It
Yeah.
is quick. Whereas other programs out there, you know, not only does it take a while to get results, which is fine, but, you know, there's a whole lot of work that goes into it.
Yeah.
And the other thing, Robby, that I will say, and anyone watching this, I've been behind the scenes on a whole lot of coaching products. It's 85 to 90%. Okay. They give you 85 to 90%. And they leave out a very important 10%.
Yeah.
Okay. But with you, you're giving 100 and 110%. I mean, it's unbelievable. You give us the offers, you give us the landers, you give us, there's nothing you don't give us.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. That was the eye-opening piece. We were in the Facebook group, the sheer amount of case studies that were coming through from people of all types, you know, older individuals that never knew how to operate Facebook, younger individuals like myself that have been in the space, all different types of people getting results just due to the fact that you really put 100% of everything you had into this program. So
yeah, I love that you said that, man, because, you know, that was one of the big things that, you know, I tried this crazy thing and I basically said, hey, instead of trying to make a bunch of money selling a course, why not I just get people a bunch of results and everything will take care of itself, you know? And because I'm a big believer that, you know, the more you can help other people get what they want in life, then you'll get what you want in life. And that's just a win-win for everybody. So yeah, man, I appreciate you saying that. And, so you started in November. All right. So you started in November, obviously didn't do too much. What was like kind of the, you know, I don't want to say the aha moment, or what was like the time where like you snapped your fingers, you're like, all right, I got to take this serious. Like what was that moment for you?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So Matt and I, we jumped in November. We had a couple other businesses going on, and those businesses were doing well. Like we were comfortable, we were complacent, which is just, you know, not a great place to be, but we were. Well, at least I thought we were, right? We were working 7-8 hours a day. We were making, you know, good money owning these other companies. And one of the companies we ended up exiting out of successfully. And then we started basically a coaching business, right? That was going really well. But it serviced the health and fitness industry, gym owners, CrossFit owners like yourself, right? And along came this thing called coronavirus, kind of shut all of our clients down. We had about 350 clients in this program. Wow. And they all came to a halt. Our sales came to a halt there. And that's where we said, you know, we really should take something. Oh, wow, we bought this. What was that course we bought back in November? Hey, maybe we should actually start looking in there, because on my Facebook feed every single day, I'm seeing screenshots of people getting results and results and results. And, you know, not to toot our own horn here, but we're like, okay, we really know Facebook ads well. We've been doing it for, quite honestly, almost a decade. We really know Facebook well. So we're like, maybe we should really try this guy's program and take it seriously. And that was the aha moment. That's where in March, we finally said to ourselves, okay, we need to take this seriously.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, and sometimes you need a moment like that because, you know, obviously you're humming along with your other business, and obviously something that is beyond your control comes into play, and you're like, all right, I need to make a shift here because I can see where we're going here, and this is not not where I want to keep going, so we need to make a shift. And yeah, and it's the same thing with like we've had a lot of students that, you know, got laid off at the same time, you know, like from their job, and so that was kind of that moment of truth where they're like, all right, like, you know, I've seen other people having success, like now it's time for me to have success, right? And so yeah, I think that's awesome, man. I love that you made that shift. So like, what has been like, you know, what has been the big breakthrough for you? Because obviously you didn't start at $10,000 a day in profit or in revenue or whatever. Like, you know, what was kind of like your big breakthrough to get from, you know, starting out to now being where you're at, where you're doing $9,000 to $10,000 a day?
Yeah, so that's a really good question also. So when we originally started, let me walk back. When I said March. Okay, March 24th, I believe, actually was the day we launched ads. Okay, prior, and I forgot to preface my my story with this. In November, when we bought the course, we did give it a little bit of a shot, right? Sure. But we rushed it because we were like, oh, we know Facebook. Let's jump on here. Everyone's getting results. Rushed it, right? Profiles, shot, ban. We're like, all right, this is a good work. So when our other company, you know, when coronavirus came around and we were like, we really need to start taking this seriously, we took a step back. Matt and I went to our office, went to the conference room. We said, we're going to do a 50-day plan. We're gonna do a 50-day plan of warming everything up.
Yeah.
Okay. So for anyone watching, what that means is you're really taking the time to put in the actual work that needs to be done before you launch the ads. Very simple work, but it takes time, just a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And so we put that work in, as you say to do in the training, Robby, right? So we actually listened to you. Wow.
It's amazing.
Great. So we said, we literally had it on the board, 50-day plan from day 1 to day 10, we're doing this, day 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30, 40, 40, 50, day 51, we're going to launch our ads. Okay. We did that. And when we did that, we took our time and we implemented that plan. That's where we launched the ads and we started rolling. Okay. But we weren't profitable right from the get-go. Okay. It takes time. And for people watching this, if you think you're just going to spend $1 and immediately have another one come out, it's just, you gotta know better than that, right? You have to take it seriously as a business and understand that the future, you can't look for the instant gratification, right? You really have to be disciplined and accept delayed gratification for this. Because, I mean, we had a bigger budget. So we really came out of the gate flying. We were spending a lot of money quickly, and we went deep into a trough. But we knew, we kept going through it. And so in the beginning, we went deep down, didn't make any money really. Took us probably about 2 weeks to start seeing profitability. But then when you start seeing that, as you said, it grows and it grows and grows. So to go back to your original question, what was the defining moment? It really was just when you put things out there, you don't expect them to work right away. You're getting data back, and all of your decisions have to be made on the data, not emotions. And that's really what we did.
Love that. Yeah, that's huge. And I think everyone needs to really, pay attention to that part right there, because I love the fact that you had, you said, hey, we're going to do a 50-day plan. We're not going to rush it. We're not trying to make a quick buck. Like, we're trying to make a long-term business here, which it absolutely is. And you're definitely on your way towards that. And I love that, because I think so many people, they try to jump in, within 3 days, they try to, get going, and it just doesn't work. And it's kind of like, it's very similar to like working out. Obviously you work with CrossFit gyms. And I remember anytime we have a new person come into our CrossFit gym, they would go like balls to the walls on the first workout. Right. And I would let them do that, because I knew that they need to see that, and you can't do that because you're going to puke. And it's like the same thing when it comes to Commission Hero. Like, you can't go balls to the walls, launch everything within 3 days, blah, 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 because you're going to stumble and fall, right? You have to have that long-term plan, which is what you did. And honestly and truly, Grant, like, I mean, if I were to ask you, hey, like, are you glad now that you waited 50 days to launch your campaigns? Like, you're probably okay with it because, because of where you are right now, right? Exactly. So
the other thing too, Robby, that we've now done is we've taken that 50-day plan and we're doing that 50-day plan every week now.
Yeah.
So what we have is, we caught up to the 50 days and launched, and then on that day we then launched. So you get on a schedule where we're launching brand new business managers, brand new ad accounts on a weekly basis. And that's why we're just going to be scaling up. I don't see where we could stop with this. I really don't.
Absolutely, man. I think that, you're at 10 grand a day. I mean, it's very possible to get to 100 grand a day. I mean, it really is, like, which is crazy when you think about, you jumped in the course at $997, like $1,000 course. Like, I mean, I need to charge more. I really do.
I was just going to say, for anyone watching this video right now that isn't in this program, it is mind blowing to me that you're charging $997.
Yeah.
It's insane. It really is. Like for anyone that thinks $997 is expensive for this type of program, they're probably uneducated in the space to see value exchange. But quite honestly, you really need to picture it this way, whoever's not in this course. If somebody came up to you and said, I'm going to give you a Ferrari for $997, what are you going to do? You're going to jump. You'll do whatever you can to find $997. Why? Because you can take that Ferrari, flip it, because you know the value. This is a Ferrari. So whatever your excuse is for not jumping in this because $997, go find $997. because you will be able, I make $9.97 now in an hour.
Yep.
From this course.
Absolutely. I mean, it's insane. And that's why, like, you know, and that's why we, you know, have so many students in Commission Hero, because people jump in so fast because of that. That's why I did it too, because I want people to, you know, get rid of the excuses, jump in and make it happen. So yeah. So guys, if you're not in Commission Hero and you're watching this video, definitely jump in. So Grant, we got to do of course, tradition. We have to show the account, right? So do you mind sharing your screen and we can see what's going on here?
Yeah, absolutely. So let me pull this up here. You can see the daily snapshot. I mean, right now, if you guys see at the top here, these are our weekly breakdowns. We just did $62,000 last week. This week, we are on way pace to beat that because the week start and end on Wednesdays. Today's Monday, so we're going to fly right past that. Actually, so we keep our pace every day, Robbie, so we know every 3 hours where we're at. We're actually on our really good pace to beat yesterday too. So yeah, I mean, it's a complete no-brainer, guys. I mean, it's like I explained at the beginning of the call. I mean, we do our numbers religiously from 7 a.m. to 12. And then we just let our accounts go. We let them go. We'll work on some creatives here and there, but not too much.
I love that. I love that. And the great part about it is obviously, you know, big takeaways here. You're treating this like a business. You took your time, like, you know your numbers. You're not making decisions based on emotion, whether, you know, you're feeling good that day or not feeling that good that day about the ads. Like you're just taking your time. You're going through the numbers, not being reactive. And I think that's so important. I think everyone needs to, you know, really know that, understand that you have to treat this like a business and you have to look at the data, because the data is going to give you it's basically going to tell you what to do. Right. So I think that's super, super important. Yeah. And obviously, you know, I love to see the consistency here too. I mean, the fact you're doing, you know, $7, $8, $9, $10, $11,000 in a day, like today, you'll probably be over 10, it looks like. But yeah, I mean, that's amazing stuff. So I love to see this, man.
Yeah.
It's so cool. And I'm so glad you finally just, you know, took the leap and made it happen, you know, and I think that's, you know, that's super, super important. So Grant, like, and I think the other thing I want to ask you too, because everyone always asks, you know, this question is like, well, Grant, are you doing private coaching?
No private coaching.
You're not in private. Okay. I'll just make sure. Yeah. So this is always, you know, people always like to kind of make up excuses. Oh, well, this person, no, Grant, he's following everything that's in Commission Hero, like literally everything that's in the 997 course. He's applying it very, very well, and he's having a lot of success, you know, and I think that's important to note. Awesome, man. So let's kind of wrap it up here. So any last pearls of wisdom or anything you can, you know, kind of share that's either can help somebody else that's in Commission Hero, and then also the second part to that question is, what would you say to somebody that's not in Commission Hero yet?
Yeah, so for the people that are in Commission Hero, the number one thing that I think they're missing is knowing the numbers. Okay. Yeah. So we're so religious about the analytics. But at the same time, you can't just be focused on the analytics. Like, in order to run this business, you really need to have two minds working. You need the analytics side and you need the creative side. Okay. But the thing is, you don't need to be great or an expert at either of them. You just need to know simple math and need to know simple creative, right? Yeah. So those two things. But when it does come to the analytics, like at the scale we're getting, if you don't know your numbers down to the pennies, you're not going to be able to scale to this level. So really knowing the numbers is important. But once again, on the other side of that, I see people getting caught up in all of them. Know the very basic KPIs, the key performance indicators, click-through rate, your cost per click, your ROI. Those things will really tell you the story of where your ad sets are going. So that's what I would say to people in Commission Hero. For people not in Commission Hero yet, I don't know what you're doing. I have no clue what you're doing. Like I said, there were, man, I don't know how many people. Robbie, I don't even think there were 1,000 people in this course yet when I joined. But I went to your webinar page, didn't even watch it. I jumped in so quickly because I was like, this is nuts. Why did this guy do this? Why did he give this away to everyone? You're crazy.
I know.
But no, I'm so grateful and so thankful for you to share this method, because for everyone watching this, Robbie right here, he could have not given this away. He could have been happy. He figured this out and nobody else had this figured out. He had it figured out. And instead of keeping it to himself, being the #1 ClickBank affiliate in the world, He decided to share it.
Yep.
And I literally mean share it. I can't even say you're selling it, because $997, it's like I said, it's like selling a Ferrari for $1,000. It's unbelievable. So that's what I would say. I would say get in now before he wakes up and raises the price on you.
It's going to happen. One of these days I'm going to say, enough is enough. We're going to go, we're going up here. But I totally agree, man. And I appreciate all those kind of words, man. That means a lot to me. So, and the fact that you're putting the action, you're putting in the work, that's awesome, dude. And it's obviously you're doing all the work. So good for you, man. Good for your team. That's awesome. So, hey, Grant, man, I really appreciate you doing today's interview. And guys, if you are watching this video and you haven't jumped into Commission Hero yet, there'll be a link somewhere on this page where you can jump in. But once again, Grant, thank you so much for doing today's interview. I really appreciate it. And we'll talk to you guys soon.